Hello, and we are back in Unit 4 Algebra 4. In this video, we will continue on working on the exercise that we have started in the previous video. This is the second example of that exercise. The example says, make x the subject of the formula x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equal to 1. So the first thing we're going to have to do is to recopy that formula in order to start with the isolation process. So, the first thing that you're going to notice is that there is addition of fraction, and that we've talked before, to add two fractions you need to have the same denominator. So, to have the same denominator, we're going to multiply the first fraction by b squared and the second fraction by a squared until we finally get the common denominator of b squared a squared. So the new fractions are going to be b squared x squared over b squared a squared plus a squared y squared over b squared a squared equal 1. And now, to get rid of the denominators of both fractions, we're going to multiply both sides by b squared a squared. And note that once you multiply a fraction by a regular number, that regular number is automatically multiplied by the numerator. And if you're multiplying the numerator by the same number that is found in the denominator, they cancel each other, which is exactly what's going to happen right now. So we're going to end up with b squared x squared plus a squared y squared equal to b squared a squared. And now, the next thing that we're going to do is to get rid of the plus a squared y squared that is right next to the b squared x squared. And so, we're going to move it to the other side of the equal, and of course, we're going to have to switch its sign, since on the left side it was positive, and now it's going to be negative. So, we're left off with b squared x squared. The next step is to get rid of the b squared, and that is through dividing both sides of the equal by b squared. So, after the division, we can get rid of the b squared that is right next to the x squared, which leaves us finally with x squared equal to b squared a squared minus a squared y squared over b squared. And the final step is to get rid of the exponent 2 that is on top of the x, and that is through applying the square root for both sides. And now, the square root cancels the exponent 2 that is on top of the x, which finally leaves us with the final answer, which is x is equal to radical b squared a squared minus a squared y squared over b squared.